beautiful little place. That's my dinghy. That's how I get to my boat. It's a nice picturesque view off from the boat. Very peaceful. Today is Saturday and I'm in Sarasota checking on my sailboat. Everybody's been given notice. We got to get our sailboats out of the area for a mooring field. I'm at Chipotle here in Sarasota. One place their iced tea's been good all the time, and I've ordered 2 fish tacos and a baked potato and their iced tea. Well, it's a nice cool day today. It's the 19th on Saturday, Sarasota. Just came from Chipotle. Trying to find a little bit more private place to continue on with this documentary here. I want to go back over some things. I talked a little bit about my stepfather, Philip Bertels. He had an auto junkyard in New York. We went up there to see about that at one time. Most of his influence, I think, was not very good on me. And for the most part, my mom and Phil were not together that much. I think they got married 2 times and divorced 2 times or 3 times. So he really wasn't in and around my life very much. Although he did take our house away from us, selling the house and moving us to National Forest. We were buying a house right by Lake Jesse on Walnut Street. That's a shame that we lost that house. Okay, my memory's coming back to me a little bit about Beaumont now. So, found work up there, got an apartment, and as soon as I could, I went down to McAllen, Texas to move Carolyn up and get our necessities and so forth. I had a trailer. I don't remember where the trailer came from. Maybe it was a U-Haul trailer or whatever, I don't know. But I had my truck. I was driving the truck and had the station wagon. And I do remember going down there, putting her a pack. I believe that's when I found the letter from some guy, boyfriend or what have you. Okay, I'm pretty sure she was hiding it from me. Let's see. So we loaded up the trailer, and I remember putting the piano in the trailer. I remember so starkly because we drove through Houston, and as I'm driving through Houston, I get into a little kind of almost traffic, almost accident, but not an accident. Trailer on the back of the truck, it swerves, and the piano bench falls out of the trailer and is dragging down the road. So I have to pull this. Anyway, so we get up to Beaumont now with Crystal, and I guess she got pregnant in McAllen. She told me she thought she got pregnant when I hit her with a tennis ball in the throat, thyroid. She was having thyroid problems. She thinks that stemmed something or other. So anyway, so she's pregnant now. Beaumont is where things start to go bad, and we have this apartment close to downtown. One corner starts the kind of the slum area, what you call, it's us prejudice people look at the black people and say, oh, that's a slum, ghetto or whatever. But directly across, were white Mormons that lived there. We had a garage apartment, full yard, and more spacious yard. And we also had a dog, like half German Shepherd, and I think the other half was literally, it was kind of a unique dog a little bit, so I really wasn't the best place to move. And went to the church, the congregation, and anyway, a lot of problems where the telephone bills started jumping up to like $250. And I was just going crazy what to do about these telephone bills. I was doing just like calling to distant phone calls. I was making it. We couldn't afford it. She had some kind of friend in the telephone business, kind of in regards to our telephone bills. I'm not sure it's exactly all what happened there. Beaumont's close to Beaumont. And so we're up there for a while. I get a job get a contract on a motel. I got the contract on the motel for wallpaper removal, wall repair, and new wiring. Carolyn is pregnant, and this is where my mom comes. My mom comes to Beaumont from Florida and visits us, and day, and I guess Carolyn freaks out. She goes upstairs to the bedroom, and it's getting later in the evening anyway, and I go upstairs into the bedroom, and I see Carolyn looks, something's wrong, okay? She got her behind her back, and she's got a steak knife. She's holding a steak knife behind her back. I don't know what she was planning on doing with it. I don't know whether or not she was planning to hurt herself, or not she had it for me. I don't know. To this day, I don't know what it was. She never told me. She likes to forget it, and like it never happened. My mom was downstairs finishing up on playing the piano. Let's see. So then one day as I'm going to work, Carolyn's following me. I think I'm walking to work because the truck must not be running or something. So I'm working, and Carolyn's following me in her nightgown. It's just, I got to get to work, and we get into a little skirmish. I don't know, just shuffle a little bit, and I got to get to work, Carolyn. Anyway, that day also, she came onto the job and practically pulled me out of the room. I mean, just clawing me and pulling me out of the motel room. We got outside the motel room. I hit her. True enough. Anyway, that was something else. So you down from Indiana to visit, and we divorced. As soon as Crystal is born, we're getting divorced. That's it. So her parents help us to get a divorce and go to an attorney, and this is really interesting. Her parents has this. They instigated a fake divorce. Okay, so here Carolyn and I go into, this is before. No, I don't know if it's before Crystal was born. Anyway, so we go into the attorney's office and we sign a divorce person. And we're told, I'm led to believe that's it. It's a divorce. It's, they'll take care of it. No, just a simple divorce. That's it. I think at that time, I didn't want to be in a divine household. So it's really kind of at that time I was thinking about, I had the mindset of relinquishing myself, as I didn't want Crystal to be brought up in a divided household, with this dad and a real dad and so forth, back and forth, Anyway, Crystal was born in Galveston, Texas. We drove Galveston, and this is where she and her parents really get on to me, because, you know, we're Jehovah's Witnesses. Instructed, you know, to talk to the doctors about the blood issue. We do not do blood transfusions. We want to make sure arrangements are made if there's any complications, that they know that, and that they can situation without using blood. Okay? Well, I am listed as a heretic by both her parents and her. They just, like, you know, because as far as the blood issue is concerned, okay? And so I'm just kind of arguing with the doctors, trying to get this through, and I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I'm trying to be a good Jehovah's Witness, okay? Anyway, so Crystal's born, and as soon as Crystal's born, a few minutes later, I'm trying to get Crystal back in care as soon as possible. And you know, I am working on this, trying to get Crystal, Carolyn Wild, back with Carolyn as soon as possible, because I want the bond to be strong, okay? And I know I want Carolyn to be breastfeeding and so forth. Okay, I guess that's a lot for some of their parenthood, but anyway, I believe in natural things. So, to this, and pretty much it was compared to a lot of deliveries. Okay, so anyway, so I'm at a hospital in Galveston, and you know, whatever, you know, so much for that. Crystal will go with Bonnie and Elmo, Carolyn's parents, back up to Fort Wayne, Indiana. I stay and finish the motel in Beaumont, and I'm trying to see a mobile home in McAllen, Texas, about moving it up to Beaumont. The banker is not going to home to me moved up to Beaumont. So I'm going like, well, maybe about halfway, okay? Can we move it up halfway? And he says, I think we can do that. So anyway, so I go down to Victoria, Texas, and I think that's a good place. So I go like, okay, so we'll move the mobile home to Victoria. I get down to Victoria, the banker says, no, we're not going to move it down there. I'm going to take the mobile home back, but I'm not going to make it bad on your credit, okay? So you just forget about the mobile home. Okay, so I forget about the mobile home. And I'm in Victoria, Texas. Okay? And I'm looking into the idea of starting an advertising business, and I'm also looking at gemstones and so forth. Fly up to Texas for a gemology class, but I'm like the only person there, so there's no class. So I start looking into starting an advertising business. And this is 1983, 1984. And I'm looking at starting a computerized advertising business. No computers, not really. But I got this really sharp marketing scheme and idea. And so I started an advertising business, marketing there, incorporating a computer. And after that, Carol and I get back together. And it's so nice to have. It's so nice, Chris. It's so nice to have Crystal home. It's so nice to have Crystal home. To be back together as a family. Oh, okay. There's other people around here. I was hoping to find a private place. It's so difficult to find a private place to speak. Halfway sent. Okay, so Crystal and I remember Crystal's swing and the little wind it up and put her in the swing, and the swing goes back and forth. Sometimes Crystal would fall asleep while she's in the swing, and Carolyn and I start fighting. I remember one day Carolyn standing in the doorway, keeping me trying to house. And I have this habit of walking to the Jiffy store, 7-Eleven, get the news, and I've got nice clothes, and I'm dressing up, and so forth. And there is a girl there at the 7-Eleven convenience store that I flirt with a little bit, not really seriously, just not flirty, just Anyway, I think Carolyn Galveston. We start fighting, and I'm trying to think about exactly how to start this business, call it, what to name it, all these other kind of things, kind of business. But and I'm not working. After I finished the motel in Beaumont, Texas, I had a little bit of hands, so I'm not working, paper or anything like that. So I start working on this advertising business, and I buy a computer, and I get a little spot on the news on TV in regards to my advertising business, something new and adventurous, interesting. And so I start the advertising business. There's one time Carolyn says she's got to go to Pizza Hut and I want the car to go. I think we only have one vehicle now. Not to go do something, probably work related. And so I say, I'm going to call Pizza Hut to see when I interview. She doesn't have a job interview. They don't name Carol having a job interview. All right. One day anyway, so we're in that apartment complex for a while. Then we move out to a house, I think on Ben Jordan and Cherry, working out a deal to buy this house. No, we moved to a subsidized apartment because I'm too money, and I'm trying to focus on my advertising business to get it going to be profitable, and then I start hanging wallpaper too. I do believe about this time. Carolyn is in the car, holding onto the steering wheel, clenching the steering wheel. I need the car to somewhere. She will not get out of the car. So I'm kind of needing to go somewhere. She's in the car. I'm struggling with her, lightly, and then a little bit more physically to get her out of the car. Crystal's inside the house. Nobody's watching Crystal. She's in the car, just clenching the steering wheel. I think this is where we start this back and forth, and where she says, "Oh, okay, yeah, she did get out of the car once. I'll watch." And I think she got out once. Then she gets back in the car and clenches the steering wheel, and so this goes on a couple of times. At one time, so I walk her back to the apartment. Crystal's inside the house, no one's watching her. I need to go. And Carolyn yells out, "Rape!" And I kick her. I just freaked me out, shocked, and I kicked her. And I gave her a punch and kick. I just thought that was totally irresponsible and just something very irresponsible to do. Boy. Anyway, so this is when, we moved to the apartment, to the house on Ben Cherry Street, and I'm negotiating on buying this house, I'm pretty sure. And I built a little fence in the back and put up a clothesline, so forth. But one day I'm coming home, and the neighbor's going, "Wife beater," to me, "Wife." And then another time I come, a couple days later, they come up to me and they say, "We're sorry. We're sorry that we yelled at you like that, called you that. Carolyn lies to us too. We know you must be having a difficult time." And you know, and I'm see, Carolyn gets a job, okay, and I'm staying home a lot with Crystal. I'm working the advertising business, and I'm training Crystal. And Carolyn doesn't like this. I mean, Crystal is 6 months old or something like this. I mean, it's working. All I have to worry about is a wet diaper. You know, she's doing her business on the potty chair. So I think that's pretty good. Carolyn wants the potty chair out in the front yard. She don't like it. She don't like me training Crystal. She thinks it's too harsh, too hard. Anyway, and I have my friend coming over that I forget the name now. Jeff Smith is his name. He was a good friend in Corpus Christi, Texas, and he's coming over to the house a lot. And we have a change in the arrangement. Carolyn's staying home, taking care of the children, and I'm going to work now. Now and again, Carolyn comes out, says, I'm home and taking care of Crystal. And I go, oh no. I get out of the car, we talk and talk. I go back into the car or truck. I don't remember. It's a car. And Carol, I'm not staying home. I'm not staying home. You're going to have to take care of Crystal. You're going to have to find somebody to take care of Crystal. I'm not staying home. Like, oh boy. All right. Anyway, so this is going on back and forth, you know, just, boy. There's nobody in the congregation who wants to babysit. And, you know, we're going home, you know. Jeff Smith is coming around. You know. Now, Jeff Smith working in the garage, handling the advertising business while I go to work. And this goes on for a couple of weeks. Jeff Smith comes over to the house, and I'm going out to work. And Carolyn is in the house. Jeff Smith doing the business in the garage, using the garage to handle the business. Okay. The fighting between me and Carolyn, the elders are getting to know about it. You know, and I'm crying out to the elders for help. Mike Benko, I'm talking to him, and especially Benko. And the elders come up to me one day and they have a meeting with me. And they go, William, we're really sorry. We didn't help. We just didn't know how to. We were kind of scared to get involved in the relationship, you know. And you know, I've been asking them for help. You know, I'm going like, you know, Carolyn doesn't have these, and you know, she needs help. You know, and I'm asking for help. You know, asking, nobody's helping. And it's so difficult to find some help and somebody to babysit. It's so difficult. You know, one time I come home from work and I ask, where's Chris? And Carolyn says, well, Crystal's with such and such. And I go, okay, well, I'm going to call such and such. See what Crystal can go. So I call such and such. I mean, I'm getting ready to call such and such. And Carolyn grabs the phone. No, she's not really at such. She's with so-so. And I go like, you know I don't want Crystal with people that smoke. Anyway. It's hard. It's hurting so bad, so difficult, so hard. So hard, so difficult. All right, now we separate. I get Carolyn an apartment. And I sleep in my office, and I get a second. I'm hanging a lot, so I'm able to afford things. You know, I don't think we're getting food stamps. Well, no, we might be getting food stamps. Okay, and she's got her apartment, And I guess I'm gonna stay there. Let's stop there. Okay.